Yay Networks.
Hey everybody, welcome to This Is Life. My name is Heather.
What up, though? My name is Cornelius. We celebrated 12 years of marriage, and you know how that goes. My wife won't talk about it in 12 years.
Wow. The division.
There's no division. It's just that, you know, praise the
So I
Lord.
want to talk
It's
about
a
the
podcast.
top 12 things that I've learned in our marriage.
Okay. Top 12. So it's top 12 things you've learned.
No, we have learned.
Oh, okay.
We've learned.
Okay. All right. So, I don't know. I guess
go.
you start. I don't have a list.
I don't have a list either. This is just off the top of the head.
This is off the cuff,
top?
off the
Right.
dome,
Okay.
off the dome.
The first thing I've learned
Okay.
is you can't change your spouse.
Oh, that's a big
That's-
one
but that's
because you
the
tried for
number
years to
one.
change me.
Oh, and you tried for years to change me.
Absolutely not.
You're so full of crap.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Really?
not.
You used to
I tried to change you.
Baby, you used to ask me to like wear these like shirts that went all the way up my neck and be covered from head to toe.
No,
And
I
you were
did
like, first,
not.
in the beginning, you did because you were like, "You're
I
gonna be a
just
first
thought
lady."
no.
You were
I
putting
just
pressure on me to be
babe,
somebody.
I just
wasn't.
thought those shirts. I thought they were classy. I thought St. John's outfits were classy. Remember?
You were 22. Like, why do you want me to dress like a
I
old
can't
lady?
help the environment I was in at the
Yeah,
time was
you were in
like
a very
old
churchy
school
environment,
and you know, and then most of like the women, they wore these blouses that went all the way up. I mean, it was like a flower. It's like their head was blooming out of their shirt.
All right.
It was like their head was
All
blossoming outside of
Y'all
the
understand.
shirt.
Well, I just be minding my business and I get a text from this one talking about, hey, go online and look at what this lady, she had to be like 70, has on. Look what she's speaking in.
No, come on,
Babe,
babe. I thought it was classy. Remember, I tried to buy you those Hillary Clinton pearls, and you were like, "Boy, there's not with no pearls."
I don't wear pearls. That's just not my personality.
Oh,
But
yeah.
there was this pressure because I like to be trendy and I'm very boho. I like, dresses and I dress differently. I don't dress when I was 20, I was 26. Yeah, I was like 26. I didn't want to dress like that. I wanted to be myself.
And you
right?
did. I feel like you were still yourself.
There was definitely some pullback there.
Come on,
Baby, if I'm saying it, what does that mean?
That means that you think it's true.
That means that it is true.
That means it is true.
So when I say I
Okay.
can't change my spouse, it's just I feel like sometimes we get into a marriage relationship and they become like our project, right? And this is especially for, ladies. This could be an issue for men too.
More so for women.
Yeah, but it's a men issue too.
Yeah, more so for women.
Where,
Yeah, the
the
ladies.
husband is
We
trying to
let's
do
talk
that,
to the women.
trying
Yeah.
to change. Baby,
I'm just playing.
that's
Go
like
ahead.
so rude. Okay, so
That's like so rude.
anyway,
Well, you were saying like for the ladies, sometimes the men can do it too and try
Yeah.
to change your spouse.
exactly.
Because I mean, we can talk about ways that you want to change me.
Right. So the ways I wanted to change him was I wanted his quiet time to look like mine.
You did? I never knew
did.
that.
I did. Like I wanted to have quiet time together because I had this idea in my head, like, oh, we're gonna pray together every day.
Really?
Yes. And I don't expect you to dance and skip around or anything like that.
What
but
did you expect?
for us to sit and have Bible study together probably every day.
Oh gosh.
Right. Which is not, I mean, if you're married, you understand different schedules, different, whatever. I wake up at 5 a.m. and pray. That's just like my time that I get up, and that's the time I have with the Lord. And my husband's not up then, right?
No. I mean, if I am, I'm probably going to the gym. But I feel like if the Lord doesn't sleep or slumber, then why? I mean, I should get my rest. Praise the Lord. He woke.
I just liked that time. But that was one area. Another area in the beginning is I wanted you to be a lot more affectionate. Like I wanted you to be more touchy-feely. And I was like, well, I'm just going to nag him until he changes. And that didn't work.
No, it didn't work.
It's like when I
had a touch aversion. I'm healed now.
Amen.
Yeah, definitely had a touch aversion.
But in the beginning you did. And so throughout the years when I stepped back and I stopped trying to force different areas, I felt like it came naturally. Like you are more affectionate now. I mean, you are totally more affectionate than you've ever been.
Yeah.
Right? But I wanted it so much in the beginning that it became a stumbling block. Like I'd get frustrated, I'd get mad. And then I realized I can't wrap so much of how I'm feeling based on his affection or not, or my quote unquote love language.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like nobody wants to touch a nagger. The
No,
Bible
that's
says
real.
it 3 times. Like
real.
I'd rather be in a desert. I'd rather be in the corner of a tin roof. Like I'd rather fry to death than to be around a nagging wife or a nagging partner, a nagging spouse, whatever it is. So, but yeah, that's number one. You had number two, because
You got number two.
Oh, I got number two.
Yeah.
What was number one?
You can't change your spouse, so let it go.
Man, you took a good one.
Let it go. Let it go.
Well, number two is let it go. There it is. Thank you. Number two is let it go. Don't hold on to crap. Just let it go. Just
come on.
It's not even that deep. You know, most of the crap that we argued about over the past 12 years, like I can't even look back and remember what like half of the crap we used to argue about, because it was just so petty. But yeah, if you're out there, you'll be married for a couple of years. It almost seems like in the beginning, every argument is a big argument.
Yeah,
and you don't know like if you're gonna make it through the argument. That's because
real.
Everything is just everything is big.
Yeah,
everything is huge. Like, you know, and then you start arguing about. It's like in every new season, it's like different arguments. Because when you first get married, you have this argument. You may argue about living together if you never lived together. Because now you're starting to see different things in people. Like maybe he doesn't pick up behind himself, or maybe she wastes things everywhere. Like it all depends. And then when you have kids, you start to argue with about the kids, like about your different parenting styles. And I don't care how much premarital counseling you go through. Yeah. We went through all that stuff. Y'all, it's still gonna be an argument. So I just think letting it go. But when I say let it go, I don't mean to sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, don't suppress it.
That's not what I mean. When I say let it go, I mean let it out.
Yeah.
You have to talk about it, but you have to be able to talk about it in a respectful way.
Yeah. That
you both can be able to communicate and understand. If you can't do it together, then you need to find a mediator so you can talk through someone, and that person can relate better with your spouse than you can.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. That's really good. So
thank you.
Letting it go is key, because you can't move forward in the future if you're holding on to the past. And we're all changing, we're all growing, we're all evolving, we're all getting better. So you've got to let it go. I agree. I would say the third one is don't tell nobody your business.
Don't tell nobody what?
Don't tell nobody your marriage business unless it is a therapist.
Yeah, that's true.
And listen, I know this is hard because some of you are like, well, my mentor or they're going to favor one of you guys over the other, especially if this is a mentor. You've had this mentor when you were single, right? So they might be really biased, and you have to be careful, because they're going to choose your side and choose you. And what happens is you begin to share your hard times and your trials and your pits with this person, and they begin to create an image of your spouse. And then what happens when you guys recover and they're not there for the recovery? You're not sharing how great the recovery is. You're not sharing how great your marriage is. You just share the hard times with them. Yeah. And they begin to create this image, and they just don't let it go. So any advice that they might have might be negative. Yeah. They might tell you even to leave your marriage. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and in some cases, I know that some people do need to leave, like, there's certain cases, and we know that we're not even getting into all that right now, but I feel like you have to be mindful with your wise counsel. That's why I love like therapy. Just
I mean, not you know, you have to be wise with your wise counsel. You got to be wise with your therapy. You got to be wise with all those people, and you also have to be wise about your teeth. Come on, y'all. Can we talk about this? You know, making sure that you wear night guards, because if I don't know about you, but if you've ever been around somebody, or maybe you grind your teeth in your sleep, or you're clenching your jaw during the day, like that's having different effects upon your mouth and on your teeth. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's estimated that 1/5 people grind their teeth in their sleep, or they clench their jaw during the day. And you know, we want to make sure that you understand that there's a common cause of grinding and day clenching, and that's stress. So tie in common stressors that, you know, when you are going through different things in your life, and you're trying to tie in this and the kids and everything else, you are stressed out. Yeah. So you're starting to grind your teeth. You're starting to, you know, you're starting to clench your jaw during the day, and clenching and grinding results in wearing down of the tooth enamel, also cracked teeth, chipped teeth, and also can lead to infection. And the enamel doesn't grow back. Yeah. And people, I mean, our teeth are important. Just think about it. The average cosmetic fix for a tooth crown It's $800 to $3,000 per tooth. Replacing all your teeth with implants is $7,000 to $90,000, and veneers is $400 to $2,500 per tooth, unless you're going somewhere else out of the country and you about to play with your life doing all that kind of stuff. But the great thing is, you can get custom night guards from Smile Brilliant as low as $45 per guard. Reorders as low as $25 per guard.
I love that, y'all. Now we want you guys to go to smilebrilliant.com/LWL. That's smilebrilliant.com/LWL for 20% off, y'all. And that's your discount code, which is pretty amazing. The thing is, they not only have like the mouth guards, but they have custom fitted teeth whitening trays, whitening gel, electric toothbrushes, water flosser, and so much more.
Yeah. So go to Smile Brilliant, BRILLIANT, smilebrilliant.com, and you get 20% off using our discount code LWL. Again, smilebrilliant.com, 20% off using our code LWL.
But I just want to like preface, you can't tell everybody your business. I remember there's this one woman who's older than me, and I wanted to just get wise counsel from her. And so I just gave her a little bit of information just to see what she would do with it. And she didn't do too good with it. I mean, she was like dragging you, and it wasn't even a big deal. It wasn't even a big situation. And she's just like, you need to leave him. And I'm thinking like, I'm a newlywed. We just got married last year. And you're telling me to leave him over something. It was so simple. It was something like, you didn't clean up after yourself, or just something really simple. And I realized, I can't talk to you. I can't get advice from you because you're not in a good place. She'd been divorced a couple times. You're not in a good place to give advice, but she was remarried. But still, I was like, this is it's not a safe place for me. So it's good to test people out and really just ask God, like, Lord, send me some people that can give me, sound godly advice.
Yeah. And if you're looking for people like that, I think one of the main ways is you get around people who are mostly encouraging and they seek solutions. Not everybody's like that, unfortunately. Most people, they're very hard line. They're like, nope, there's no grace, there's no nothing. It's just, just leave. So, really finding those people who can provide the grace and all those things that are needed. And I think if I had a number 4, it would be to have a lot of grace in your marriage.
Yeah.
And to have a lot of grace with your spouse. Knowing that you are going to go through things, knowing that everything is not going to be perfect. Like, one of the things that we have to remember, we remind ourselves in our marriage, is that we are human. Yeah. I'm human. She is human. And we're human. We're having a very humanistic experience. We won't always get it right, but we're always working to be better, but you have to give each other grace.
Yeah. No, that's real. Gracing each other is real, because you're going to need grace throughout your marriage, because you're both growing. You guys are changing, you're evolving, you're going through things. You're going to need to just be kind to each other. And that takes me to number 5. Y'all are on the same team. Yeah. Like, you guys, and you have to guard your heart and even ask the Lord, like, are we divisive in our marriage? Like, has there been division? What has tried to tear us apart? Because the enemy's goal is to tear you apart in your marriage, to divide, to confuse, to bring, something. That's exactly what happened in the garden with Adam and Eve. Confusion came and then sin entered. So it's almost like you have to ask yourself, like, is there division in my marriage? Like, what's trying to keep us apart? Is it money? Is it sex? Is it other friendship? Is it unhealthy relationships? Like, what is trying to keep us apart? Yeah. And let's guard our heart from that thing and realize we're on the same team. Like, we're not on opposite teams. We're not enemies. Like, we're in this together. And the thing is, the Bible says, how can 2 walk together unless they agree? Y'all need to, it's so important that you're walking together towards a goal, because 2 can take on 10,000.
It's one can take on 1,000, but 2,
come on,
they say 10,000. Come on, somebody. And and I think if it goes further than that, and with the next one, number 6, I would say number 6 is learn to have fun together. And I think that's something. I think that's a big one that is lost in a lot of marriages today, because everything is always serious. Yeah. But you had fun while you were dating, and then life is just not fun anymore. Because now you got bills, and now you got kids, and now you got sports, and now you got this, and now you got that, and you have all these things to get in the way. And, one of the things that my wife and I, we were away for 5 days,
Oh, it was a
on
dream.
a great
It
time. I
was
mean,
so good.
we laughed the whole
We
time.
laughed, cried laughing.
Cried laughing. We had, because we have our own talks. If you're married out there, you understand. Like we have our own. Like we give each other a look across the room, and like we already know what we meaning by what we say. We'll look at somebody and be like, "Look at that person." It's just that. But we have a good time, and then we tried a lot of new things together.
We tried so many new things.
We tried new things
good.
and just laughed and just enjoyed the moment of trying new things and meeting new people and doing them together. And I feel like that keeps the marriage, it keeps it fresh because you get a chance to kind of get outside of the kids and everybody. And if you're out there and you're like, I don't know, I can't leave my kids. Like y'all, you better get it together because one day they're going to leave you.
Yeah.
Like one day your kids are going to walk in and be like, I'm moving.
Oh my gosh, don't say that, baby.
Child, they gonna move, and I'm gonna be happy when they do. God bless you. Don't let the doorknob hit you, or the good Lord split you. But they're gonna leave. That's what they're supposed to do. We're raising them to be independent and to have a sense of interdependence, and so that's what we want them to do, and they're going to, and it's good. Like that's what we want them to do. So, I just see so many older married couples. It's like the kids have left and they're like, so what we do? I'm going to go get another job because I don't want to be around you.
Yeah.
And it's like, we had somebody who actually said that.
And we're just like, well, we've worked together for 12 years.
And she's like, what? Like you ain't killed him yet? And it's just like, well, we've been having new experiences and traveling together and learning together and growing together. So by the time we get older, it's like, girl, let's go somewhere else. Let's just go over here. Let's go have fun. Yeah. So, get into that rhythm of really doing something together and exploring new things, new opportunities.
I love that. Okay. Number 7, no secrets.
No secrets.
I think that's a big one because I feel like secrets open up the door to other hidden things, right? So if you're keeping things from each other constantly, if you feel like you have to like be sneaky or hide or keep, like it's going to take away the security of the marriage. Yeah. And security is like, especially for women, like our number one need. We need to feel like we can, trust our spouse. Right. So if there's secrets and there's like, you guys are keeping things from each other, like it brings division, I feel like, into the marriage. Yeah. So with that, I want to pair that with vulnerability. It's so important that you're vulnerable with each other, and it might take some time to get there. Right. But if you're withholding so many things and you're not being vulnerable in your marriage, like I feel like it leaves the door open for the enemy to come in and attack your marriage.
Come on, enemy coming in and attacking.
Don't let him. Don't let him. No secrets.
They said don't.
Seriously, like you have to say, all right, is there, like we actually had to sit down and do that in our marriage. We had to say, like, is there anything that I need to know? You know what I mean? And just like.
We did that?
We did. Oh. Where it's just like, I want to know about your past. I want to know about your past. So we just had like a heart to heart and we shared our crap. You know what I mean? And
I ain't have no crap.
You're right. You were totally perfect.
Totally perfect. I was a saint.
You was.
I was a saint. I was a saint heathen. If there was a saint of hedonism, then that's a horrible thing. Yeah. Let's leave that one. Yeah, we're not going to do that.
So you've also wanted to leave and had the divorce papers in your hand and you're like, I'm done with this. So what made you stay and keep fighting in that moment?
There wasn't ever a moment in my life where I've never had a moment in my life where I could honestly say I have not loved you.
Oh, baby, that's so sweet. That's beautiful. That was sweet.
I think that part of it was we had a conversation and we said we will never stay because of the kids. Uh-huh. And we'll never stay because of the image. That we'll only stay if we want to. Mm-hmm. And for me, after that conversation, I knew I wasn't healthy enough to make a decision to stay married. Because at that time, I wasn't even healthy enough to stay alive. Yeah. Like I was so depressed and so suicidal that I didn't even want to live. Yeah. So during that time, to make such a decision to leave my marriage, even though I was an idiot, even though I was stupid, even though I've done all these dumb things. No matter what it was, I realized that I was just so freaking unhealthy. And I knew I couldn't make a decision being that unhealthy.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of brothers out there, like a lot of men don't realize just how unhealthy we are.
That's real.
And I had all this freaking trauma and all this crap, even stuff that I didn't even know about.
It's heavy. Yeah.
That I couldn't define my roots. You know what I mean?
Because you didn't know what your roots were.
I didn't know what my roots were. I've
Yeah.
lived in confusion for 36 years. It was just last August that I was able to, okay, this dude who raised me, he's not my dad. Okay, this is my dad. Oh, well, that makes sense because now when I see him, I look like him.
You look exactly like him.
I look like him.
You act like him.
I talk like him.
Crazy.
It's insane, but I'm like, now
Yeah.
I'm able to see my roots. And now I'm able to see why I was so performance oriented and why I was so achievement based, because I was constantly trying to get his approval. And I didn't even know I was trying to get the approval from a man that I didn't even share roots with.
Yeah. And you didn't know that.
I didn't know it. So it's like I had all this crap going on in me.
It's real.
And so for me, it was like, okay, do I just walk away from this? Because if I walk away from this, I just felt like I'm gonna leave from this, and I'm gonna be in a lot of regret.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, well now I'm healthy, and now I'm able to see clearly, but now I've already made dumb decisions
And
while
now
I was
want
unhealthy.
My wife back and my family.
I
back.
want my wife, my family back, and it's like, okay, now I come crawling back, like, no, I've changed, like which has happened before.
Which has happened, yeah.
Like people come back and they're like, no, like I didn't understand it before, and I understand it, and
Yeah.
more power to y'all for even trying to make that work.
But you can't make a decision if your vision is clouded.
No, man, I was all over the place.
Tough. No, it's tough. I think people can step back and say, am I healthy? Am I in a good place right now? If I'm not, then I don't need to make a decision. You said this early on in our marriage. You said, don't make a decision when you're hungry. Tired, or sleepy. Just don't make a decision because
or horny.
Yeah. You don't make the best decisions, right? And so I found that, not making those decisions during those things, it's helped because you want your vision to be clear.
Yeah. And you want to, and like, legit, don't live in an echo chamber that's filled with a bunch of voices of people that you want to agree with how you feel.
That's real.
So you sitting there listening to all these voices and they telling you like, yeah, you need to leave, and you need to leave, you need to leave, you need to leave.
He ain't no good. He just see that.
Or like even like, bro, you with your boys, and they like, yeah, like bro, like you just need to get up out of there, and you can come to the club with me, and you can come chill on my couch for a little bit, and but it's like
go home.
You're not healthy enough to make a decision. Even if you got to look at your spouse, which we did, and we just like, okay, I need to work on me right now. Like
we did.
Because we didn't have the capacity to be able to like give each other everything we had because we were so freaking empty.
Yeah, we were. So we literally like locked in and worked on ourselves individually, but still stayed in the home.
Yeah,
together.
still stayed in the home. Still did what we were supposed. I mean, we still communicate. We still converse and all that kind of stuff. Like we still did the married thing, but we just went through that season where it wasn't as much as it used to be as it was because we knew, hey, we're both on a journey.
We're on a journey.
Like she's talking to her therapist. I'm talking to mine. Like she's dealing with her stuff. I'm dealing with mine. We come back and we have these conversations, and I think it also clicked in my head when I started realizing like our stories were a lot more similar than what I thought they would be. Because at first, when I met you, I was like, oh, this girl adopted. Like, she got a lot of trauma. She got a lot of stuff going on in her life. She don't know nobody.
Wow.
Okay. No, I legit. I thought that. That's what. But that was that self-righteous piece. I was like, dang, she don't know nobody. She don't know mama or her daddy. And then like now we get to this point, I'm like, oh snap, I ain't really know my daddy.
Okay, baby.
I did when I met my dad. 2 weeks later, you met your dad.
Yeah. It was wild.
That was
like,
crazy.
How could that even happen?
Like, God had to set all that up.
He did.
And it's like, but why would you wait 36 years though? You know what I'm talking about? And for you, 40 years.
It's crazy.
But like at the exact time where both of us were like, oh, we done.
Yeah.
Like we were like, oh, it's
stressed.
out. And then all of a sudden, Like I meet my dad.
It was like healing came.
You met your dad, and then it was like we met our roots, and it was like, oh, that's healing. And it's like, and then it just brought us together.
It did. It brought us together.
Something that's real, something that's authentic, but something we don't have to play with. Like we ain't in this because like, oh, the kids, we want the kids to be happy.
No, like I actually want to be in a marriage where I love my husband and I want to be with him, and it's where I'm happy.
And we have fun.
We have so much fun. I don't want to be like fake.
No, I can't do fake anymore. I'm sorry, I'm out of fake. That's the reason why I be having a hard time at church. I'd be like, y'all people fake.
I just feel like life is short.
It is.
Are you going to spend your whole life in like these fake relationships? Like, are you going to be authentic and real and be like, this needs to change. We need to get better. I want to grow. Go ahead. No, that's it, baby.
I mean, it's like, and then you get to that point where you really, like when you get to that point of you're really free. Here's my other saying. Like I know y'all heard my other one. It is what it is. It was what it was. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. My other saying is, I have nothing to prove. I have nothing to hide, and I have nothing to protect. Mm-hmm. Like I tell myself that every single day. I have nothing to prove. I have nothing to hide, and I have nothing to protect. And man, that brings me so much peace. Because I can truly live in authenticity. If you bring that into your marriage, and your relationship, it changes that thing forever. It's super cool. But y'all, we so thankful y'all be joining us. Yo, y'all be locking in, man.
I know, we
y'all be rocking with us.
Send this to somebody that's struggling in their marriage.
Yeah, be like, yo, I want you to listen to this. They be like, I don't want to hear them people. Be like, no, for real. That dude almost cussed on it. Hit the husband listen to it, and he like, no, for real. Like, don't be like, don't do the thing like, no, they preachers. Don't do that, because the husband gonna be like, I don't want to listen to him. He probably It ain't like that. Just tell him, oh, he almost cussed for real.
All right, love you guys.
All right, y'all, introduce us. We out. Bye.